Don't let the man across from you fool you. Doubt is your real enemy. No, it won't be the GOAT and the gunslinger. The NFC title game will instead feature a pair of quarterbacks called into question at every turn of their careers. They said your stats were hollow, even drafted the guy to take your job. Doubt be damned. You're here for a reason.
1, 2, 3.
The Niners and the Rams will offer up a third installment on Sunday for the right to represent the conference in Super Bowl 56. For San Francisco, a road warrior mentality that began in this very building 3 weeks ago. LA to Dallas. Dallas to the Tundra. A bruising brand of football that poses its opponents with a simple question. How bad do you want it?
Our team's been through so many different situations this year that I feel like we never overreact to anything. Our guys just never waver.
For LA, the chance to address the question, one they haven't had an answer to since 2018. In the battle of boy geniuses, it's advantage Shanahan.
We got to get ready for a team that we know has been a really tough matchup for us. They've done an outstanding job, and it's going to be a great game.
But what is past is not prologue. This another opportunity to take back your building, one overrun by scarlet and gold time and again.
It was a tough environment for us to communicate in, really, the whole second half.
Now is the time to block out the noise and make a bit of your own.
Niners!
Appropriate that careers will be defined in the place where anybody can be somebody. The same place a champion will be crowned just 2 weeks later. This Sunday, a chance to pry the pen out of the hand of your critics and write your own legacy. So check your doubt at the door. It's winning time in the NFC title game.
Here we go. Thank you to my co-anchor, Joe Musso, for getting me pumped up right there. Well done there on the voiceover. Championship Sunday is upon us. Welcoming CBS Sports HQ NFL analyst Pete Prisco and Vegas insider Todd Fuhrman. Hard to beat a team 3 times in one season, but it has been done. 49ers looking to do that against the Rams in the NFC title game, getting 3.5 points on the road. Todd, you've been on the 49ers throughout the postseason. Are you backing them once again against their NFC West rivals?
You know what, Hakeem? I'm not abandoning my date to the dance right now. I'm going to ride them into the ground. So I'm on the 49ers plus the points, and I think they're going to have a chance to punch their ticket to get back to the Super Bowl for the second time in 3 years. When you look at San Francisco, so much is made about their recent dominance against the Los Angeles Rams. 4 of those 6 games, though, I kind of eliminate from the equation because Matthew Stafford is a clear and significant upgrade from Jared Goff. But at the same time, I can't ignore the fact that Kyle Shanahan has been the head coach making the adjustments with the inferior team more often than not. And when I say inferior, there's a reason that the 49ers have been underdogs in 5 out of those 6 games. The Rams, the way they've constructed this roster is to get after teams like the Chiefs. They have star edge rushers now in the form of Von Miller. You have a guy in Aaron Donald that can disrupt plays up the middle. But the area of concern and why it's paid dividends for San Francisco to attack the middle of the field is the Rams don't place an emphasis on getting linebackers. I mean, Troy Reader is a nice piece, but he's not somebody that scares you when it comes to covering tight ends or guys like Deebo Samuel carrying the ball up the middle. It does appear that Taylor Rapp is probably going to have a chance to play, which will help the much decimated secondary for the Rams. But at the same time, on the other side of the ball, the 49ers don't blitz. And Matthew Stafford's kryptonite this season has been against zone defenses. Yes, I know he was successful leading the Rams offense to a 17-0 lead early in the last meeting in Week 18. But you look at a lot of those conversions. They came on 3rd and intermediate, 3rd and long. The Rams have to stay out of those situations. Getting Emmanuel Mosley back for the 49ers along with Ambry Thomas, given the high level of performance from Eric Armstead and Nick Bosa, I think the 49ers ride the wave of the home crowd that they are going to see in SoFi. I'm taking them plus the points. They went outright for the 3rd straight week.
I'm with you, Todd. I think they went outright. I mean, look, they've owned the Rams during this little tenure when the 2 coaches have been there, 6 straight. I mean, that's amazing when you think about it, and there's a reason for it. They're more physical. They're the more physical team. And if you go back to Week 18 and watch that tape of that game, they just absolutely dominated the Rams' offensive line, just pushed them around. The interior really dominated. That's going to be a problem for Matt Stafford. You know, you think of Nick Bosa, you think he's going to be the guy. But the guys on the inside, DJ Jones, Street, those guys got pressure from the interior, and that's going to be a problem for Matt Stafford. The flip side is the 49ers are physical on that side of the ball, and the way to beat the Rams is run at them and get the ball out of your hands. We know what they want to do. They want to rush the quarterback. They want to be able to knock him down. But if you can run the football, that neutralizes that some, and I think the 49ers have one of the best run games in the league and one of the most creative, and I can't wait to see what Kyle Shanahan does. I'm with you, Todd. I don't think you're going to need the points. I think the 49ers win this game outright.
There you go. Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay coached together in Washington. If the Rams lose on Sunday, McVay will have lost to Shanahan for a 7th straight time. Goodness. All right, now let's get your top player prop for the NFC Championship. Deebo Samuel, Cooper Kupp both had big games in the 2 previous meetings. Deebo had 100 total yards in both games, while Kupp had 100 receiving yards in both meetings. Pete, what's your top player prop in the NFC title game?
I'm going to go under Cam Akers' rushing yards. And if you look at that, it's 68, and I think he's going to go under that number. And the reason I say that is, look at his average. It's 2 yards per carry. And let's think about this. We're raving about him, and it's an amazing story coming back from a torn Achilles tendon. But he hasn't been as productive as we think he's been. You know, we kind of overlook the fact that he hasn't been as productive and he's been good in the passing game, but he hasn't been as productive running the ball because I still don't think he's all the way back, and they've had problems running the football. So I'm going under. I think the 49ers defense will dominate the Rams offensive line. So this, to me, is an easy under.
You know, I'm right there with you, Pete. I think Cam Akers has to be providing more value as a receiver, more so than the Rams being stubborn, trying to run the football. And you saw them come out aggressively against Tampa, who's got a stout run defense. They threw early and then ran the football once they built the lead, albeit one that they relinquished. I'm going to go to the other side, though, and look at Jimmy Garoppolo and go under his passing yards number. This is a price at 232.5, and I think a lot of people are going, wait a second, you think the 49ers win outright, but Jimmy Garoppolo struggles to exceed odds makers' expectations. The reality of the 49ers' blueprint for success in the postseason, not only so far this year, but in their run of the Super Bowl a few years ago, was running the football. I mean, this is a team that runs it in score-neutral situations on early downs more than any team in the league, and they've increased that rate in the 2 games against the Rams. If this stays within 1 score, Kyle Shanahan's not going to abandon the ground game. Elijah Mitchell was back in practice, and while he hasn't been efficient, he's still getting a high usage rate. We know what Deebo Samuel can do between the tackles. And when you look at Jimmy Garoppolo, he's 9-2 in his NFL career when he throws 0 touchdown passes. He's 3-0 in the postseason when he throws 0 touchdown passes. And the craziest part about the 49ers' 4 playoff wins with Jimmy at the helm, he's thrown the ball 71 total times. Run is the key to success in this spot. Jimmy won't have to do a whole heck of a lot with his arm. Yeah, why would they ask him to do anything different when you consider he hasn't thrown for more than 175 in the 2 playoff games? Like, to me, that's the stat, right, Todd? When you factor this, they haven't asked him to do more than that. Why all of a sudden would they abandon that in the biggest game of the year? No, you're exactly right, Akeem, and I think he's capable. That's the one thing that drives me nuts is so many people are Jimmy Garoppolo detractors, and I'm not going to sugarcoat his poor decision-making. There are throws seemingly every game would leave you scratching your head. But at the same time, against this Rams team, they leave the middle of the field open. And I think that's where the 49ers can have some success if they need to throw the football. You saw it throughout the second half when they had to erase a 2-touchdown deficit, including the game-tying drive and the game-winning drive in overtime. But until the Rams show you that they can stop the run consistently, Kyle Shanahan's not going to break tendency. He's going to run the football, and he's not afraid to put his team in 3rd and 5 situations where they can still have the run-pass threat option.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.